Let's see if I can still play this game.
Alright, cool.
Because I used to be really bad at this game, but I'm really good at it now.
Star Wars Sunday.
So this one takes place in between New Hope and Empire.
Uh-huh.
And it came on the PC as Rogue Squadron 3D, and then it got an N64 port, and then they made 2 sequels on the GameCube. Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader, and Rogue Squadron 3, Rebel Strike. Both good games. We should put the multiplayer of Rebel Strike sometime, because we get to shoot at, we get to do, like, ATSD Rampage.
Nice.
We get to drive ATSDs and mow down Ewoks.
That's so fun. I mean, it's pretty much what I did when I played the Empire in Battlefront.
Andor?
In Battlefront, yeah.
Okay, so this is my save file. I'm not gonna start a new game so I can show off all the ships, all the fighters. And from the Star Wars comic, Dark Empire, they have like a mission based off of that where he plays Wedge Antilles.
The Battle of Calamari.
Yeah, and so the first mission is.
Is Calamari where Akbar's from?
Yeah, it's Mon Calamari. He's from Mon Calamari. Actually, the ones with the squid faces though are called the Quarren. He's not a squid. He's like a fish guy.
He's more like a cuttlefish.
Like the guys from remember from Clone Wars had the squid faces. Those guys are called the Quarren. They share a planet. They've always been at war.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's sad. I hope did they eventually resolve their issues?
I think during they never also this came out in like 99, like in like 98, and then like everyone was like, the fuck is this?
Oh my god.
Everyone was like, dude, like the fuck is that thing? You didn't open in like it's just a super hidden cheat code. And there's the V-Wing from then you got like Y-Wing.
I'm just having like retrospective embarrassment for all the people that were so hype about episode 1 from that.
Okay, I'm just gonna use the X-Wing because X-Wing was legit.
Because like, did they announce episode 1?
I don't remember.
Because if they just put that in here without saying anything to anyone, that would have been hardcore.
I think they did. I think that was one of the earliest, like, because I think that was like episode 1's confirmed, but no release date and only like a few concept sketches, and then that, and you're like,
the only people that knew anything about it was freaking Lucasfilm and Weird Al.
Yeah, but yeah, so like, essentially, you're playing as Luke. This game.
Good morning, Wedge. The rest of Rogue Squadron is still back at base, but I thought we could take an early morning run through Beggar's Canyon.
Okay, cool.
And so like these are flight games. They're fun. They're not like X-Wing, which are like legit flight simulators. This is more arcadey, where it's like you're in an X-Wing, you have lives, you have unlimited ammo because you're, it's a fucking game.
Yeah, cool.
Like you have a boost.
Use a boost.
Shit, I don't remember the controls of this. Okay. Z was slow down. B is fire. How do I go into camera? It was okay. That's how I change my weapon. Yeah, it's like.
Isn't there something just like this in Battlefront 2? Like you play on Tatooine and you can fly around.
Yeah, well, in Battlefront 1 you could fly around.
Oh, in Battlefront 1.
Yeah, but in 2 you can only fly in space missions.
Yeah, okay, because I knew it was a Battlefront game. Because I was like, this looks so freaking familiar, but I've never played this game. I was like, it must be Battlefront, because as every Star Wars Sunday fan knows, Star Wars Battlefront and Lego Star Wars are the only 2 Star Wars games
I like Lego
I've
Star
ever
Wars,
played.
except that like I don't like that you can't lose. But then again,
it's a children's game.
I know, but like when I was a kid, I played this.
Yeah.
You know what happens when you in this game? Fucking that. You can lose. But like this is like once again, this game was super ahead of its time because it's like you're like you're fucking just flying around in a full 3D environment. Like before you had Super Star Wars, it had kind of like the top down like shmup kind of flying. But like this, you were like legit playing a fucking like Star Wars game. You're like, oh, you can like change how holding down B. What was it? I don't remember how to play this game at all. It's been so long. Okay, because remember you could go into first person camera. I just don't remember how. There we go.
There you go. That's super cool. It's like a ride.
Yeah, I always loved going in first person camera because I was like, I am Luke Skywalker now.
Why is everything about Why is Star Wars just objectively fun?
Because it's the best sci-fantasy series.
Yeah, like that's another thing. It's really not sci-fi.
It's science fantasy.
It's fantasy that uses sci-fi elements and imagery.
I just call it sci-fantasy. Like that's what I call Warhammer as well.
Well, the in literary terms, the two are grouped under speculative fiction.
Yeah. Fuck you and your degree. Fuck you in your degree that I'm probably gonna also get.
Get it? It's fun. You get to read things and write essays about them, and honestly,
And like, fuck you, Jawas.
the most annoying, well, for me, because I'm a very honest person, but also once you get into it, the best thing about writing thesis papers is, like, literally the rule is you have to claim that whatever your thesis is 100% right. You can't waver in your paper. You can't be
I get yelled
think
at all
this
the time in high school. Like, I know that.
Like, you can't be like, oh, well, I mean, I'm pretty
Congrats.
sure. Oh, cool. Like, I'm pretty sure that this means this. You have to be like, no, this is what this fucking means, and I'm gonna prove it to you, and everybody else is wrong. And like,
Okay, so that's the direction I need to go.
like it's fun to write, but then the problem is a lot of English scholars like start to believe their own hype. And
Hey, look, it's Jabba's palace.
oh, cool. And like, cause I've heard stories from professors about people who just like blatantly just will not accept any other interpretation and get like offended if you question their thesis
Oh god.
at like seminars and stuff. It's great. I'm so glad I'm not an English scholar. Like, I
Okay,
can
so I
never
gotta go
do that.
save Mos Eisley. It's getting bombed by the Empire. Let's boost. Like, I don't know. Like, when I played this after, like, Star Fox after this. So like, I was like, because Star Fox is a rail shooter essentially.
Yeah.
Like, Star Fox is just a rail shooter. Okay, get those TIE bombers. TIE bombers.
I'm just seeing you miss the TIE bombers and hit the buildings. Just be like, friggin' Ada would not be pleased.
Damage increasing due to battle. Use the Force, Luke. Okay, that's how I slow. Yeah, you need to use the brake for them to kind of get behind them.
Use the Metatron, Leo.
Use the Metatron, Luke. You've attained the Metatron Force. You've trained the Holocron.
You've obtained the midichlorians.
Don't speak to me. There's one thing I'm butthurt about, it's metachlorians. There we go. I beat the mission.
Yay.
And it's an easy mission. I'll play it. There's some better ones.
We did it. We saved Mos Eisley. Nice work.
Honestly, I really like Star Wars Sundays. They're just really chill.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know, we're not even trying to beat games technically. We just like,
Showing off games, I played a lot
really-
of Star Wars games as a kid because I was super about Star Wars.
and also I actually know almost as much about Star Wars as you, so I can.
I
hold
know a
my
little
own.
more expanded universe shit.
Well, yeah, you know expanded universe shit, but like I'm aware of expanded
Yeah,
universe
you
stuff.
are. This is a fun level. I get to be in a snow speeder.
I'm aware of a lot of
And
shit
Han
that I
Solo
haven't
is in this one,
directly.
and Harrison Ford doesn't voice him, I think.
Oh wow.
There's a cheat code that's Dak is dead, and that gives you infinite lives.
Is that a joke?
Dak was the gunner that Luke had in the Battle of Hoth, who like dies immediately. Hey Dak, you okay? Okay, I'm out of here.
That's another thing. I think that's one of the other fun things about Star Wars. It's self-aware so much. It references itself constantly.
Yeah, it's like to unlock the Millennium Falcon, you type in Farm Boy. That's the cheat code. Yeah, Dak is
like-
dead is my favorite cheat code.
Like, this is like, honestly, it's like the fun things about Star Wars is like the fun things about fandom, because like everything becomes an in-joke.
Yeah, even
And-
within
but
like
it's really lighthearted.
I hope that I gotta brighten my TV, whatever. I don't think I need to.
Nah, you can do this with your
So remember
eyes
Crix
closed.
Nadine? Or Crix Nadine?
Who?
Crix Nadine. He was an Imperial admiral who was the son of a famous guy in the Clone Wars, and he defects to the Republic. To the New Republic, being the
What movies was he in?
He made like brief cameo. He was like the guy on the comm yelling at like who was like, Luke, do this in fucking Empire for like 5 minutes.
Okay, then I probably obviously I know him if he's an Empire, but yeah.
But he's a minor character.
Yeah.
But he's a big EU character.
Oh, cool.
Whereas this mission is how like the rebels got him on their side. So he's defecting on Corellia, I'm on Corellia, which is Han Solo's home planet,
Oh, neat. I didn't actually.
and Dash Rendar's home planet.
Dash Rendar.
Yeah, dude, Star Wars names. I told you, like, you remember Valencia Stargazer.
Valencia Stargazer.
Yeah, this is too dark. Give me 1 minute.
No wonder he's so fucking surly and upset about everything. He comes like he lives in the galactic equivalent of Seattle.
Pretty much, because like it's essentially like a giant trade hub.
yeah, it's a-
Corellia is like full of like pretty much it's a trade hub.
It's a beautiful planet. Great tourist attraction.
It's essentially a giant metroplex or whatever. Oh god, why can't I fucking kill any of these things?
Everyone comes in the peak of summer to enjoy the partly cloudy weather.
Pretty much. Turn around. There he is. Yeah. Probe droids.
One time we were suffering from a drought. The celebration was a month long.
Why is Han Solo Ron Swanson?
Because Han Solo is Ron Swanson.
Damn it, come on.
I'm just, like, now that I really think about it, like, my favorite aspects of Han Solo are only gonna get better now that he's old and crotchety.
Well, like, there's a really sad part of the EU right after Chewie died, where he just wouldn't talk to his son because Chewie saved his son's life, sacrificed himself to save Han's youngest son.
Jesus.
And that just ruined his relationship with Anakin Solo.
Anakin Solo.
And then Anakin Solo got killed by the Yuuzhan Vong, and then everybody was sad, and that caused Jason to go to the dark side. And then Jaina had to kill Jason.
Dang.
And so they only have a daughter now.
It's like I'm saying, man, like, Luke's family is kind of messed.
Well, like, Luke's son almost fell to the dark side. Then Jason kills Mara Jade, who is Luke's wife. And then their son was kind of like, yo, you just gotta kill... Their son, Ben Skywalker, like, yo, dude, you just gotta kill my mom. I don't want to do this dark side shit anymore. I'm, like, 15 and went through, like, an emo phase, but, like, yo, that's not me. So then him and his dad went and just kicked his ass, so they fought like a father and son for the first time.
Cool.
Because Luke is busy being, like, you know, High Inquisitor of the Jedi Order.
Luke is being the new Yoda.
Luke essentially is the new Yoda.
Hopefully he'll still be the new... Because, like, honestly, like, even people who don't know anything about the EU, like, anytime anybody speculated what would happen after Jedi, even the most novice Star Wars fans are like, he'll just become the new Yoda.
Pretty much. He goes from the stage of being the new Obi-Wan to being the new Yoda.
Yeah.
Because by the Star Wars Legacy comics, which take place, like, a couple hundred years after, so, like, there's no, like... So, like, Luke is already dead, because Luke is a Force ghost at that point.
Oh, cool.
And it's about his like, great-grandson, Cade Skywalker, who is a Jedi, and the Jedi were purged once again on their original home planet of Ossus by the Sith, and the Sith are, like, now controlling the galaxy again like they did, like, in the ancient times.
Oh.
And so Luke's haunting Cade, essentially, being like, yo, dude, you're being a douchebag bounty hunter, and you're Force sensitive, be a Jedi. And he's just like, damn it, dude, and he just fucking, like, takes death sticks, and he's like, yo, man, those are bad for you, but you have to make you go away. Because, like, Cade is a shit. And, like, I haven't read the Star Wars, like, Legacy comics in, like, a long time, but I love the EU.
Yeah.
And, like, I hope that...
know, what if he's a Force ghost in the new movies?
That'd be kind of cool. Like, I wouldn't mind if they made movies that were like, okay, this happens after, like, tons of years after that, so I could actually fit it into my continuity. Like, I'm gonna see the movies,
You're not gonna love them.
No matter
how good they are, you're not gonna love them.
It's gonna be hard.
At best, you're gonna tolerate them.
It's gonna be hard, and I'm sad about it. Like, I want to. Like,
I'll be there. I'll be your moral support.
Like, it's gonna be exactly how I felt about the fourth Indiana Jones movie. I watched it, I'm like, that sure was Indiana Jones, and then I'm like, the more every day that went by, I kind of liked it less.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as bad as everybody says it is. It's not like an insult to the franchise. It's not awful. It's just not.
I don't know, man. Aliens.
But I mean, like, it's not that big of a stretch.
That's sort of like... Because, like the Indiana Jones stuff was based off of, like, the pulpy action stunt serials of, like, the 30s and things. Like, when it's all action, adventure, punching Nazis. And, like, sometimes, like, the supernatural stuff was, like, the supernatural stuff. It's like, it's not...
I guess so. It's
sci-fi.
Like,
and also, it's like, where in the old movies, like... they sort of never really got to, like, pop culture to constantly remind you what year those took place. Like, if you didn't really pay attention, you didn't really know when it took place.
Except when they were punching Nazis.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, in this one, it's just like...
50s, get it?
Yeah, it's like... I honestly... I only watched up to the fridge scene, and then I stopped.
I saw it in theaters.
I didn't. But... because I heard how bad it was, and I was like, well, shit, I'm not wasting my money on that. But,
seeing Harrison Ford kick ass at that old age, though, was the best thing.
Yeah, but in the beginning, like, he's all this corny stuff. Like, they have the chase scene through like a 60s protest or something, and it's like, do you have any last words? And he just goes, I like Ike, and it's like, ugh, we get it. You're in a certain time period. Like, I like period pieces that don't have to constantly.
Hoth turrets.
Oh, cool. Honestly, like the graphics in this game are good.
Yeah, it's a
For
N64.
N64, these are really good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm constantly reminded of Battlefront. Like, if the textures were better, it would look straight out of Battlefront 1.
Yeah, Battlefront 1 wasn't that... Battlefront 1 didn't have that good of graphics, but
Yeah.
they did that intentionally. Like, they didn't go all out the graphics so that the game could run, because the maps were big.
Yeah.
So in order for them to have the big maps, they needed it to not look as good. But nobody cared because it was fun, and that was before everyone was a giant fucking piss baby about graphics.
That was like at the cusp of people giving a shit about graphics. So good on them for getting that just before people became piss babies.
But yeah, it's like this is a fun game. It's really arcadey. We should play. I should boot up the GameCube. We should like maybe just do an episode where we just do one of each of the trilogy.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Because I have all 3 games.
Are they all good?
Second one's my least favorite just because that one's hard. And 3 has multiplayer. But 2 is really good. 2 was one of the first games I got for the GameCube.
Oh, neat.
2 was actually the first game I got for the GameCube. I got that and and Luigi's Mansion. And Luigi's Mansion will always be one of my favorite games. Fuck people who say it's a bad game, because it's the reason I like survival horror games.
Devin, nobody intelligent would ever say Luigi's Mansion is a bad game. I've never heard...
You'd be surprised.
Ugh. Well, they're not intelligent. I'm sorry, they're just objectively wrong.
Because like, there's all those jokes like, I never got my own game, and I only got one game, and it was terrible. And I was like...
I've never heard anyone... Like, I think you just have bad luck with running into the worst fans, and you just assume the worst out of the fan base. That's the Milton Bradley Farquaad.
But yeah, this is essentially Corellia.
It's just like a city.
Essentially it's like a smaller Coruscant, except whereas Coruscant is like the political hub of the universe, of like the galaxy. Like that's where like the Galactic Senate is, the Jedi Order, which were actually they originated on the planet Ossus, and the native people of Ossus were the first people who were Force sensitive, and then eventually more people kind of came to them who were Force sensitive other races, and then they made the Jedi Order together.
Were the Ossus wiped out or something? Are there any Ossus Jedi still around?
I don't think so.
What happened to them?
Probably were genocided by the Sith.
That sucks.
Because the Sith originally themselves were also like an ancient, their own race, not just a belief of like, you know...
Are there any of those still around?
No. Like, once again, also the Jedi wiped them out.
Oh my god, come on, Jedi, that's not cool.
Well, eventually they evolved, like, didn't evolve, but they had, like, 2 separate tribes that were the Sith and the Massassi. The Massassi originated on Yavin. Oh. Which is why all the temples were built there, like, all the temples that were there in, New Hope and all that were built by the Massassi, who were also the first race to invent hyper travel.
Uh-oh.
Like warp drive and shit like that. Not warp drive, that's fucking Star Trek, but you know what I mean, like, jump to light speed and all that. And so the Massassi were essentially domesticated as the slaves of the Sith, and so even after the Sith died out, because the Sith were also, like, whereas the Ossians were kind of, like, all kind of Yoda-y, the Sith were essentially, like, Rome, like, on its last legs. Like, everyone was out to fuck everyone. And that's just how Sith society was, which is why they never got anything done, because they were all trying to fuck each other constantly. Yeah. And so that they essentially wiped themselves out, eventually. And the Massassi kind of kept up their traditions, and then eventually the Sith Empire became a thing where it was... They were still, like, Sith in name, and, like, it's still bearing on their beliefs and their culture. And then eventually Sith became synonymous with Dark Jedi.
Oh, cool.
And then Darth Bane made the term Darth, which was Dark Lord of the Sith.
What are you doing in this mission? You've just been kind of flying around aimlessly.
I'm actually looking for these red targets. I gotta kill everything before the big building in the middle explodes.
Oh, okay. Is there, like, a timer?
Nah, I just have to not let them blow up the building.
Oh.
And I think... Are they, like, above the building? Oh.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, it's telling me to go that way, but there's red! I don't want to...
Just blow up.
Oh, okay, I'm just gonna go this way, then. Oh, we fucked up. We lost.
Oh, okay, well, good.
I'll do a different mission. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, mission failed. There's...
No new metal.
What's another cool level they got in this game? There's quite a few cool levels. They got, I don't want to do it again. Because, 2 has some cool levels, because 2 takes place... 2 takes place... is essentially what it is 2 is Jedi from the point of view of Wedge Antilles.
Oh.
So it's like kind of like the rebels getting all the shit ready for the Battle of Endor. And the Battle of Endor is the climax. You only play as Luke in the first 2 missions, where you play as Luke in the first half of the Hoth mission and the Death Star battle. Liberation of Gerard 5. That's an okay mission. The Jade Moon. That's a cool level. Imperial Construction Yards. No, I already shut up. Do me do Assault on Kyle 2.
Sorry, Kyle.
Rescue on Kessel.
Hey, Kessel.
Prisons of Kessel. Battle above Talaran. Escape from Fest. Ooh, this is a cool level. It's also a hard level, though. Blockade on Changerilla.
We clearly don't care if we beat it.
Raid on Solace. This is a cool level, because I want to play as Y-Wing, because I want to bomb shit.
Okay.
I want to do 1 level as each ship. That'll be good, because I already showed off the X-Wing and the Snowspeeder.
Yeah.
So, everyone knows the Y-Wing is the Rebellion's bomber.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's two planets that I always get confused. There's Sullust and Sullen. Whereas Sullust is like a fucking lava planet.
Slow, but they can take a beating. Hey, you didn't even scratch me.
Oh god, there's so much turret.
So much shoot gun.
But not bad.
Shoot gunners.
Hit, but not bad. Yeah, it does that when you're like about to die. And then there was like
My favorite Star Wars character is literally R2-D2, and it always has been.
I was like Luke because I was a dumbass baby kid. Shit.
Pull up, pull up, pull up.
Forgot how to bomb.
Kiss the skybox.
Yeah, that's how I bomb. That's how I switch.
Cool.
Yeah, like that.
Wow, you are getting mussed up. Well, bye.
See you, Space Cowboy. Yeah, and then you respawn. Because you have lives in this game. Oh, wait, no, there's only one life? Oh.
Only one live.
Yeah, I sucked at the Y-Wing.
One live.
This game is not as easy as I remember.
to live.
I got really good at this game.
I'm sure you did.
There's also bonus missions that are kind of fun. Yeah. I will say... I got Snapchat.
Well, dang it, we're in the middle of recording. Next week on Star Wars Sunday, Devin will read his Snapchat, or look at his Snapchat, and then hopefully he'll be better at the game. He probably won't be.
I mean, I can show off the second one now. How long have we recorded?
20 minutes.
Is that good enough? I think it's enough this one?
I mean, we can...
Yeah, let's...
Okay, what? Fuck it, let's do one more.
Okay, let's do one more mission.
Do a cool one.
Let's do,
You must find Wedge before...
Oh. You know what? The Nona. That's a cool mission. It's the third mission.
The search for the Nona?
against time to recover the crew and cargo of a downed rebel ship before
Neat.
the Imperials
I'm in an A-Wing.
Okay, cool.
A-Wings are the speedy ones.
Yeah.
Because, like...
I
there
always
were one
liked
thing-
A-Wings.
Yeah. I remember when episode 2 first came out and they showed off the Jedi Starfighter. I was like, yo, is that an A-Wing? And it wasn't, and then I was like, oh, so lame.
A rebel ship.
I read a fan fiction a while ago that was legit just, it was someone, like, novelized fucking the prequel trilogy, but from the point of view of Palpatine. I can't find it anywhere, but it was awesome.
Oh, wow. Good fanfiction. It's a precious gem. You should have held on to it.
Searching for the Nona.
Like, it probably wasn't as well written as I remember.
Probably
Because I
not.
read it in middle school, but, like, I
Oh,
remember
well
it
then,
being,
yeah.
like, it felt like I was reading an actual novel, though. Like, it didn't feel like, because that's why when people were like, fanfiction is awful, I was like, I don't know, because that's, like, the only fanfiction I ever read.
Oh, yeah.
Was, like, this fucking guy's
Honestly, if it
retelling
wasn't
of the prequels.
like if it actually went through a proofreading and draft process, like even if it was only one draft, then it was probably objectively better fanfiction than 99% of all fanfiction. Because I'm convinced that I'm convinced that most fanfiction writers just put up first drafts. For some reason, it just feels like that's what they do.
I mean, like...
Because most people don't understand. Like, even people who want to be writers, it's like, that's one of the early things they have to learn. It's like, no, dude, like, every novel you've ever written,
It's like a
read...
30th draft.
It's like, yeah.
I mean, look at fucking, like... Goddamn, F. Scott Fitzgerald went through 121 drafts of Great Gatsby, also because he had OCD. It was crazy.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of the best writers are like that. I forget which writer it was. It might have been Tolstoy?
I actually don't know who Tolstoy is. If you told me who he wrote, I'd know him.
He wrote a couple well-known things. I think he wrote War and Peace.
Then my mom loves that book.
I think he might have wrote that. If it wasn't, it was some Russian guy. If it wasn't him.
Hey, look, it's a Lambda-class shuttle.
Oh, neat. But anyway, some. Oh, I thought it was about to like flap its wings like a damn bird. But
Oh no!
So one of my English professors told this story about how this one writer used to make a draft, like lock it in a box, bury it in his backyard for like 2 years and never look at it, and then after 2 years best he would dig it up and look at it with a fresh face.
Jesus.
Something like that. It was ridiculous.
Oh, shit.
Or like someone who'd like he would give it to like his neighbor or a friend and say like, keep this, don't give it to me no matter how badly I ask for it until such amount of time has passed.
TIE Interceptor. You know what TIE stands for? Twin Ion Engine.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like titty in the ether.
It's because, you know what? Did I tell you the story about why the Empire, doesn't have energy shields on their weapons?
To give the Empire incentive to shoot better.
Yeah. 'Cause the Empire are stupid. Because sci-fi villains are Stupid. Also, apparently, I really want to read Dune.
Oh, I have all the Dune books if you ever want to borrow them. I haven't read them myself yet though, but they were all at
I
second.
really
they
like
were all
the
at
movie,
second
but
and
then again, I
Charles.
like David Lynch.
Yeah. From what I managed, like I got like a quarter of the way into the first book, but like it was during school, so I got caught up in actual school reading stuff and couldn't finish it. But from what I managed to read, the movie, as David Lynchy as it is, as far as I can tell, it's more or less the book, but the book is the book, so you don't get any of that story rushing and the Lynchian vagueness.
I like that though, but then again, I also really like Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah.
I really like Kyle MacLachlan. I'm sorry.
Oh no, dude, you don't ever apologize for liking Kyle MacLachlan.
Apparently, he's Claudius in the Ethan Hawke version of Hamlet,
Oh, cool.
which is apparently only a little better than okay. But it's Kyle MacLachlan as Claudius in a modernized version of Hamlet, where it's all about big business.
Cool. Wait, modernized version. Was that the one with David Tennant as Hamlet?
No, it was with one with Ethan Hawke as Hamlet.
Oh.
Where it's all like they're fighting over like a company instead of a
the
country.
the only major Hamlets I know about is the giant Kenneth Branagh one,
Which I actually really like.
Yeah, everyone likes that one. And
It's literally just filmed Hamlet.
yeah. But although like the funny thing about that though is because Hamlet's so long, even Shakespeare never put on a full production of Hamlet. It's too fucking long.
I mean, I still like it though. I mean, it's
Oh,
not
no,
something I want to watch that's something I want to watch like once every 10 years.
I actually have never watched it.
I watched it in school because I was.
I've only read the play and seen it performed by my university's troupe, which was really good because it wasn't a student thing. Although there were students in it, the major casting of the University of Delaware's like acting troupe is like professional actors that they got because they also teach classes and stuff.
Yeah.
So like they're always really good. My friend Trahan actually had it was like a background extra in Hamlet, and I went to go see it. So he was.
He was Yorick. They chopped off his head and used it, pulled out his skull. In the David Tennant version, apparently a famous pianist, in his will, dedicated his
Skull
to be used as Yorick in a production of Hamlet to like the Royal Shakespeare Theatre.
Wow.
And David Tennant held this fucking actual guy's skull.
I would have been so creeped out if I was David Tennant. But yeah, I tried watching that one, but I didn't know.
Because he was plain clothes too.
Yeah, because
I had trouble getting immersed in it because it's
Yeah.
because it felt lazy, but I know it's
well, no, because like it was also like the filmed version of it. It was like almost like post-apocalyptic almost. It felt weird, like 1984ish.
I'd like that. I'd like that though. Okay, so we have some fact we didn't know that.
I did, but I wasn't expecting it, so it threw me off, and I couldn't immerse myself.
Like the
I was
Patrick
like,
Stewart
wait.
version of Macbeth, I fucking adore.
Maybe it was that. I forget.
Where it was super dystopian, but that was more like
that might have been Macbeth then.
Because the one where it was all super Soviet, kinda.
Maybe I
Because
didn't.
Macbeth was
again,
super Soviet.
Again, like whatever I was watching, I wasn't expecting it to be like that, and it threw me off, and I couldn't get immersed. So I'll probably try it again. Anyway, Star Wars.
I failed the mission. It doesn't matter. I'm turning off the second game now.
Okay, cool.
Look up the Gom Cube.
So yeah, next week on DoubleJump we'll look at Rogue Squadron 2.
Rogue Leader.
Rogue Leader.
Yeah. That's like the sad, like, you can film music.
Wah. I'm trying to think of a Shakespeare quote that's fitting, but I can't.
The Ides of March, whatever. It's not even Shakespeare.